Good evening, everybody. We are going to get the meeting started. So I want to welcome everybody to the Carson City School District Board of Trustees meeting. It's Tuesday, April 23rd, and we're here for a special night. So we're going to call this meeting to order. We'll start out with the adoption of the agenda. Have a motion and a second. Do we have any board discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, do we have any public comment on the agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Next, item 2, we're going to do the flag salute. Trustee Ramirez, if you would lead us.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Boy, 6 touchy. Okay, item 3 is the superintendent's report. This is for information only. Superintendent Fueling.
Sorry. No report this evening. Very excited to be here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Short and sweet.
These mics are really touchy, so I apologize if there's like feedback and stuff. Item 4 is board reports. Board member comments. This is for information only. Do we have a representative from Carson High School? You want to come on over?
Hi, I'm Diana Ancod. I'm one of next year's school board representative.
Hi, I'm Christopher Ashley. I'm also one of next year's school board representatives.
We are so excited to be next year's school board representatives. Today I have a report for sports, starting off with our spring sports. We have a baseball game and a softball game today, and also the boys golf. They have a tournament on Thursday for track. There's going to be a meet on Friday at the high school and on Saturday. And tomorrow there's going to be a throwers only meet, and next week they're going to have their regionals at Reed. Also, we're going to be having or hosting a track and field NIAA state championship that's going to be held at Carson High School, and that's going to be on May 17th and May 18th. And we would also like to recognize track athlete Sawyer Macy. He ran at the Sacramento meet on Saturday. He broke a school record of being the fastest boy to run the 1600 in Carson High School history. We are so proud. And also for fall sports. Thank you. And for our fall sports, they're already starting their preseason practices, soccer and football. They're starting the preseason practices. Also, tennis and cheer. Cheer has clinic on Tuesdays. And yeah, we're so excited for our fall sports.
And last week we had our 3 dances. We had the friendship ball, which is for our special education students in our community. And they had a fun time. And then we crowned our friendship ball king, which was Rodrigo Diaz, and our friendship ball queen, which was Alyssa Powers. And then we had our father-daughter dance, which had 950 people, and the girls and their fathers had a great time. We also had our prom for our seniors, and they had a lot of fun. It was here in the big gym, and a lot of people came. And then student council and FBLA collaborated to help set up for all that. And then our leadership class, we just won our Silver Star Award, which we hadn't won in the past 8 years, so congratulations to us. And some of our students are going to nationals. Thank you.
We appreciate that. And if I understand that correctly, that 1600 high school record, wasn't that like 4:16? 4:18, 4 minutes, 18 seconds. I think my first 3 cars combined didn't go that fast. So congratulations, that's lightning fast. Do we have a representative from Pioneer?
Good evening to everyone here and not. Here are Pioneer Academy's activities. The students at Pioneer Academy would like to congratulate Ms. Steinkraus and Ms. Bean for being named Employee of the Year. Pioneer High School yearbook is available for pre-order. Students who pre-order their discount or will get a discount for yearbooks. contact Ms. Schufelt and Mr. Jordan. Prom is coming up on May 10th. Students can grant free entry if they are not chronically absent. Our next Panther Painting Pizza and Punch Night will be on Tuesday, April 30th. This will be our last paint night of the years, and proceeds will go to upcoming prom. The PA Natural Honor Society is holding their year's induction ceremony on Tuesday, April 25th at 6 p.m. in the gym. We are excited to honor 32 students for their achievements this year. Students will also be honored by the Mayor Pro Temp and staff for attendance and the academic letters. Thank you. This concludes Pioneer Academy's activities and announcements.
Thank you very much. We always appreciate our student representatives. You guys always do just a great job. We're going to move on to Nevada Association of School Boards update. Rich? Okay. We'll move on to board announcements. So not angle for me. I can't see everybody.
No report tonight.
Laurel? Okay. Rich?
No report tonight. Sorry.
Molly?
No, nothing.
Matt?
No report.
Mike? No. Lupe?
I must be the only one. I do have one. So from Dr. Conley, the Metallic Eagles are back from the first Lego Robotics Championship, which is a world festival. They got to meet teams from all across the world and exchange mementos with them. They competed in 3 robot games, and they also presented their innovation project and robot design. On the last day, they were paired with teams from Spain and Taiwan to solve additional challenges. They have very little time to come up with an initial idea, and they did a great job. Even though they didn't bring any awards home, the team was told that they were within the top 1% of teams in the world. So yay! They all agreed that they were so happy that they got to go, and they all brought home a very nice medal. So congratulations to that. Let's give them a big round of applause, shall we? And then, let me go back to my other report. Okay, SBAC testing has been completed. Students felt confident in their performance, and we hope to see an increase in the SBAC scores. In celebration to SBAC completion, this week in Spirit Week, Monday, athlete versus mathlete, Tuesday, teacher versus student, Wednesday, baby versus adult versus senior citizen, Thursday, biker versus surfer, and Friday, movie character, and then they will have the school dance on Friday afternoon. Next week, the elementary feeder schools, 5th graders will be visiting we'll be doing a tour of Eagle Valley Middle School in preparation for being in Eagle next year. And that concludes my report.
Great. Thank you very much. Mr. Conley, if you would just extend our appreciation for your students and congratulations. That's amazing. I can count the number of awards I received as an adolescent on one finger. So, I mean, these kids go and do these amazing events, and they're far more competitive than when I was a kid. And these kids are just, you know, putting themselves out there and doing their best, and I just want to say thank you to them. I think they're fantastic. I do not have a report for Pioneer. Pioneer is always fantastic about taking care of that, so thank you, Mr. Zona. We're going to move on to item 5, association reports. Do we have any association reports? I don't know who said that, but I'm taking that as direction.
As a no.
Thank you. We're going to move on to item 6, approval of the consent agenda. This is for possible action.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any board discussion on it? Seeing none, any public comment on the consent agenda? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Make sure I didn't miss a step. Item 7, informational items for discussion only. No action will be taken. Board members, do you have any questions or comments on that? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to item 8, which is why we're all here. We tried to get there pretty quick. Item 8 is recognition of the 2024 Carson City School District Educational Support Professionals of the Year, Certified Educators of the Year, and Administrator of the Year. This is for discussion only, and we're going to turn this over to our MC, Mr. Dan Davis.
Thank you, President Cacioppo, trustees, members of the board. Welcome to Carson High School, everyone. Tonight we celebrate and honor some of our district's most dedicated and diligent education support professionals, also referred to as ESPs, and our educators. Tonight's presenters will be myself. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Carson City School District. Joining me will be President Cacioppo and Vice President Lupe Ramirez. They will assist with the certificates. And I will call up President Cacioppo as well at the end to assist me with the final 2 announcements and awards that we will be giving out. Let's see, congratulations. I mean, this is a celebration for everybody, everyone at your school site. You should have been honored, and you should feel like this is huge. This is a big thing for all of you. So it certainly is a cause to celebrate. Thanks to all for supporting these amazing employees and teachers. Your presence here is not only indicative of your service and your care for our students, but also for your fellow peers. So I appreciate everybody in attendance tonight. Additionally, I'd like to thank our custodial crew and staff for setting up chairs and tables for this event, as well as ensuring the overall cleanliness and appearance of our school. Thanks to Mr. Donald Stidham. He is the project manager for Innovative Communication Systems, LLC, and he has graciously provided the audio-visual and sound system for tonight's event. It's been more than a decade running, I believe, since he's volunteered his services. Finally, I want to give a shout-out to Ms. Renee Cortez and also Ms. Ariel Hines and everyone else who helped make this event happen. There's a lot of effort, as you can tell, that goes into making this happen, and I just want to give a big thanks to everyone, and you all know who you are. All right. So this is what we're going to do tonight. Recognitions will be awarded alphabetically by school site. We will begin with the high schools, then the middle schools, then the elementary schools. Similar to previous events, administrators from each site will not introduce their winners. All administrators should have had recognition events at their individual school department sites. And I just want to reiterate that verbal recognition of each individual is so important. It means so much to hear superiors speak so kindly to each of us. It kind of buoys us up to hear that positive feedback and helps us know that we're appreciated. So those events should have taken place separately. As for tonight, I will introduce each individual winner, and following my brief introductions, I would encourage each winner to make their way to the podium and offer words of appreciation or thanks as they best see fit for the good of all those present here tonight. Also, it's important to note that much of what is said and talked about this evening comes from the content of individual letters submitted as part of the nomination process. These are usually letters or submitted by the individual winners, their principal or vice principal or both, and other co-workers and associates. So other information is also gathered during the interview process. That's kind of what we do as a panel, is we kind of pool together unique sound bites or quotes or things that they say in that interview process, and that's kind of what builds and organizes my thoughts this evening. It also helps us get to know each employee and educator of the year. So at the conclusion of introductions and short words by each winner, the final awards will be offered. I'll invite, well, they're already here, Mr. Joe Casiopo and Lupe Ramirez to assist with those. And we will have the overall Administrator of the Year, the ESP Employee of the Year, and the Educator of the Year. So again, each of the overall winners for ESP and Educator of the Year will go on to represent our district on a state level among other 17 school districts in Nevada. So tonight's announcements are surely not the end of each of these winners' impact. Now, without further ado, we're going to start with Carson High School and Mr. John Wilson. So John has been with the district since 2015 in a variety of roles, and in that time, he has shown to be a valuable team member. Currently, Mr. Wilson is in his first year as a lead night custodian at Carson High, and according to Mr. Farnworth, he has already made significant changes and improvements to the position. John models a strong work ethic and has worked extremely hard to build positive relationships with his staff. In case you hadn't noticed, Carson High is a huge event center and displays, as displayed by the events of this evening. In fact, Mr. Wilson described it similar to the community center, minus the pool. So it's no surprise John is approached by all people at all levels multiple times throughout the day. But the key is he doesn't hesitate to jump in and offer support. John understands the human factor. He maintains empathy. He shows common courtesy. In his mind, every person counts. During his panel interview, when asked how he shows support for his colleagues at work, he paused. And I like that he paused because it means you're thinking about it. He then said, "I never think twice about helping someone. I do it because it's right. I don't need a thank you. I just do it." Congratulations, Mr. Wilson.
Sorry. Thank you very much. I really appreciate everything you guys said, and I'm sorry, I manned a few words right now, but I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Fagundes. Ms. Fagundes has taught for more than 25 years. She demonstrates her expertise and professionalism through dedication in her position, Carson High School, and most importantly, to her students. She has taught grades 10 through 12 in a variety of subjects, including world history, honors world history, and advanced placement, human geography, or as my daughter, one of her students, refers to it as AP Hug. In addition to her regular position, Ms. Fagundes is the apex teacher for record of all social study classes, and she works diligently supporting students during summer school. I recently distributed a news release announcing her being selected as a delegate to participate in a geography education conference and field study in South Korea this coming June. The application process was extremely competitive. Her core belief is that all students can succeed. This is evidenced by her commitment to providing after-school tutoring, and her classroom is always open at lunch for students needing extra support. Ms. Fagundes.
Thank you so much. So I always say that it takes a village, and I am so proud to be part of your village. This is just a great place to be, and I appreciate all of the staff and faculty who are being honored tonight. Congratulations. Thank you.
All right, we're moving on to Pioneer. And first up, we've got Ms. Steinkraus. Oh, whoop. I turned the page too soon. We've got Patty Bean. Ms. Patricia Bean serves as Pioneer's Distance Education Lab Assistant. Many of you may have known her when she worked in the front office here at Carson High. During her panel interview, there were some emotions. Through tears, Patty confided with us that she was very intimidated and overwhelmed when she first took the job. She said her husband, veteran science teacher Mr. Jim Bean, had to sit her down and discuss the big picture of teaching. Patty said she was so caught up in trying to help serve all students, for trying to save all her students. Mr. Bean cautioned her to avoid that temptation and spreading herself too thin. With wisdom, he realistically suggested she focus on 1 or 2 students. This counsel reminded me of the story of the starfish thrower, and I'm not sure if anyone has heard that story. But it's a tale of a man who walked a beach after a storm and found hundreds and thousands of starfish washed up out of the sea, exposed and dying. He also saw a young man picking them up one at a time and hurling them back into the sea. Appalled, he approached the boy and said, "Son, there are hundreds of starfish on this beach and miles of shoreline. You can't possibly make a difference. You cannot save them all." Feeling deflated somewhat, the boy slouched, but moments later he bent down, picked up yet another starfish, and threw it into the ocean. As it met the water, the boy turned to the man and said, "I made a difference for that one." That being shared, it is no surprise to read Mr. Zona's support material where he describes Mrs. Bean as having a caring disposition. He said students flock to her classroom during lunches on a daily basis. And one of our panelists, Mr. Matt Rouser, who also works at Pioneer, said, "At Pioneer, most students want to be as far away from teachers as possible." Mrs. Bean is certainly the exception to that norm. Congratulations, Patty. Time is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you. There was definitely a lot of emotions at the interview, but I just wanted to thank Pioneer. I really enjoy working there. I love it there. I really want to thank my husband for being there for me at all times, and I'm very appreciated of this award tonight, and I'm very honored. Thank you.
All right. Kristen, I'm sorry I jumped the gun. Ms. Steinkraus has lived all over the country, including Denver, Las Vegas, Richmond, Virginia, and Charleston, South Carolina. She graduated from Clemson University with a degree in industrial engineering. Her engineering career with General Electric took her to Albany, New York, and then to Bentley, Nevada plant in Minden. After a 12-year career in the private sector, she shifted gears and is now in her 6th year as a science teacher at Pioneer. Ms. Rebecca Allen said Kristen not only teaches chemistry and physics, but she also has brought Project Lead the Way principles of engineering to the campus. She also reiterated that working on engineering projects is what makes students show up for school. Kristen shared a memorable moment with us and she shared this and said one student was nervous about using a miter saw, but wanted to give it a try. Kristen said she was so proud of herself when she cut the pieces she needed for her project. As she was leaving class, the empowered student turned and said, "Mrs. Steinkraus, I love you. You're teaching me to be a bad bitch." On the surface, this seems like a funny anecdote, but Kristen said she really loved hearing this because it showed that this activity was not only was more than learning to use the tools. It taught some of the kids to see themselves in a different way. Using the tools made the student feel more capable and confident, which she will hopefully take forward and apply in her future endeavors. So thank you, Mrs. Steinkraus. Thank you for teaching us all to be a bad. Time is yours.
First, I want to thank you for telling that story because I love that story. It's really, that was really meaningful to me, and it's something that I'll probably remember for a really long time. I would just like to thank the staff at Pioneer. They're amazing, and as I've made my career change, they've all been super supportive, and they wrote really kind words to nominate me for this, so that was really generous and really made me feel good. And then my family, who is here, my parents and my kids are over there. They happen to be in town from South Carolina and got to see this, so that's really cool. And they've always supported me and encouraged education and just been amazing parents and amazing kids. And my husband, who is not here, but he is, just supported my change from engineering to teaching and has been there. And it's been really amazing to be surrounded by amazing people. So thank you.
All right, we're moving on to Carson Middle School. And we've got Maria. Right out of the gate, when the panel first met her, Miss Maria described herself as a hugger. She's also described as a beacon of support and inspiration for all EL students at Carson Middle School. Principal Robinson said Miss Maria consistently finds ways to meet her students' unique needs and keep them engaged with the curriculum by utilizing creativity and innovation. Her genuine care and dedication to the success of each student is evident in the deep connections she fosters and the unwavering support she provides. One of her greatest strengths is her commitment to holding students to high standards. She shared with the panel that she considered herself a bridge between students, teachers, and parents. She helps facilitate communication between two different cultures and languages for students who work twice as hard to listen attentively, process, absorb, and demonstrate knowledge while still learning the language. When asked for her fondest moment helping a student or staff member, she did not hesitate to say, seeing them speak English. It's very common to see her students after only 2 weeks of school raise their hand and answer questions in class. We are beyond lucky to have her at Carson Middle School. Maria, the time is yours.
Bueno, buenas tardes a cada uno de ustedes. Primeramente, les agradezco por estar acompañando a sus familiares en esta nominación. A cada uno por el apoyo que le han dado, se los agradezco. That being said, I want to thank you, each one of you, for being here to support your family's nominees. And thank you for being here in every single step that every single one of you has accomplished so far. Estoy un poquito nerviosa, me disculparán por eso, pero quiero agradecer a Carson Middle School por la oportunidad de estar trabajando con ellos, apoyando a los estudiantes de inglés como segundo idioma. Para mí es un honor recibir este homenaje, este certificado, este premio. Es algo que creo que cada uno de ustedes se lo merecen. I want to thank Carson Middle School. I'm a little bit nervous right now. I do apologize for that. The reason why I'm thankful is because Carson Middle School had given me the opportunity to support the students, support their families. And like he mentioned, Mr. Daniel, I'm a bridge between the parents, the students, and the teachers. I'm trying to help the students to be successful in class, but while they're learning a second language. It's not easy for them, it's not easy for the parents, but when we're working together, all of us as a team, we can accomplish that and we can go beyond, not just to support those students, but everyone as a staff, as an employee, as a student, and as a parent. Each one of them bring skills and knowledge. And working together once again, we can make every single student be successful inside the school and outside the school. Thank you very much.
Of course, we got to give hugs. All right, we've got Miss Jackie Koch. Ms. Koch is in her 6th year teaching English at Carson Middle School. She was born and raised in Carson City, although she grew up on the Tiger side of town. She said converting from orange to blue was an easy switch to make, though. Now, if I may just interject here for a minute, I would like to have it said on the record that I cordially extend the warmest of welcomes to any teacher or education support professional working in Douglas County who may be considering making a switch. I'll just leave it at that. Carson City School District is pretty awesome, just saying. Anyway, Ms. Koch knew she wanted to be a teacher from an early age. Her kindergarten teacher opened those doors for her, and she said it's been a dream of hers since then. Ms. Koch comes to the classroom every day with love to give. When describing her philosophy on education and how she applies it with her students, she said, terms of endearment in middle school are much different from other grades. I can certainly attest. But she truly cares about her students. She is not only supportive of their efforts in the classroom, but she also supports her students at basketball games, at fine arts performances and plays, and even throughout the holidays. Much like every other teacher, she decorates her classroom according to each holiday, well, maybe with the exception of Thanksgiving. And the only reason I bring that up is my son is in her class, and he was pretty upset that she immediately skipped to Christmas holiday decorations without putting up Thanksgiving decorations. So in response to that, we had to bring a rotisserie chicken to her classroom to celebrate Thanksgiving. So, Ms. Koch, the turkey leg, the time is yours.
Well, I just want to say thank you. This is amazing, and it feels so good to be here. Carson City School District really encourage you to be your best, and I feel like I've grown into the teacher that I want to be, and I'll just keep getting better and better every year. Carson Middle School has really become my home, and I love it. All the people there, especially Minka Brown, she's taught me everything that I know. And there's just full of people like that who want to laugh and love our kids and be with them. So thank you so much.
All right, we're moving on. Eagle Valley. We got Miss Jamie Page. Over the course of the past 8 years, Jamie has dedicated herself wholeheartedly to contributing to the success and growth of our amazing students. Her commitment to excellence, strong work ethic, and consistent achievements align with the values and goals of the Carson City School District. Her ability to adapt to changing circumstances and overcome challenges has been crucial in maintaining positive and productive work environments. Dr. Connelly said, her ability to keep things running smoothly, even in the face of chaos, is truly remarkable. She remains calm and composed in very stressful situations, which has a calming effect on those around her and ensures that tasks are completed efficiently and effectively. On a personal side, she has been with her husband for 24 years. 20 of those years, he was in the U.S. Navy, so they moved quite a bit. But I bring this up because I understand there's an opening in the NJROTC program here at Carson High School where they may need a new instructor. Darn, Commander. Finally, I will say, when asked about Dr. Connelly's retirement or pending retirement, she said it best: the sound levels will definitely change. Jamie, the time is yours.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. This is definitely appreciated, and I thank you for a great community that we live in. It definitely takes a village, and I think we are all lucky to be in such a great community and such a great school district. I have wonderful family and friends. Wonderful family and friends here, and I love Carson City and I love this area, so thank you all so much.
Thank you. Mr. Tiscarino. Mr. Tiscarino possesses a rare talent for engaging a diverse range of learners in his classroom, whether it be through innovative teaching methods, dynamic classroom activities, or personalized attention to each student. He consistently fosters an inclusive and stimulating learning environment. Andrew described himself in the interview to the interview panel as not one who stands out. He said, "I'm not the sparkles. I'm not the flash or someone who is showy, but you will be hard-pressed to find someone who loves their job more." On a humorous note, I found it interesting to hear how and why he got into teaching. He termed it grudge teaching. He said while he was in school, he had a U.S. history teacher who used tons and tons of slides, and they had to copy everything down. He said he hated it because his teacher was ruining what he loved, so he held a grudge. He went on to graduate from UNR and earned a master's in learning and technology and got into teaching. Years later, he ran into his old history teacher, who, in catching up, asked how things were going and what he was doing. Mr. Tiscarino was at that point able to divest that grudge. He casually told his former teacher that he was doing the same thing, which he had done, only he was doing it better. Andrew.
Okay, so 14 years ago when I drove past the prison and showed up at Eagle Valley, I'd never heard of this school. And I thought, hey, step one to whatever comes next. And here we are 14 years later, and I'm not planning on going anywhere. I work with the best people who let me be amazing, and most importantly, what I tell my kids all the time, I'm awesome because they're awesome, and they let me be awesome. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. Let me just turn the page here. We have Jessica Graham. Ms. Graham started at Seeliger Elementary in January 2022 as a noon duty, and later that year she jumped at the opportunity to be in the kitchen. On a daily basis, she works closely with her team to prepare and serve an average of 600 meals. Before she is a school cook, she is a wife and mother. She's been with her husband, Drew, for 17 years, and they have 3 children, Drake, Chloe, and Haley. After a tough decision to leave her career with the state for 8+ years, she took some time to be home with her family. Seeing a need arise, she stepped into a new position with the school district, and like many of us, she quickly found what a blessing it is to work in a wonderful environment with the school district and those who you love. When asked why she thought her coworkers chose her to represent their school site, she first thought it was a joke. She said, "They say when I'm not there, everything is dull and quiet." But in all seriousness, one of Jessica's coworkers wrote a letter detailing how at Seeliger they have a student who often struggles with their emotions and coping with the day-to-day ongoings in school. She said Jessica is one of the only individuals who can meet that student where they are emotionally and help them cope with whatever social anxiety or feelings they're going through at the moment. She's definitely more than a cook. Finally, during her interview, the panel was wowed by Jessica's answer of how she overcomes challenges of her job. I love this. She said, "I take a deep breath. Everything is figure-outable." So Jessica, the time is yours to figure out a bowl it.
I don't speak well in front of people, I'm sorry. I just want to say thank you to my team, because I also said in my interview, we win together and we lose together. So thank you.
I do appreciate her. I think the day after the interview, I think I had a news station come and we did some footage in their kitchen, and she was so helpful there. So she definitely is more than a cook and baker there. We've got Socorro. Miss Vega has been with the Carson City School District for the past 17 years. She is a UNR grad and earned degrees in general education and special education. She's a first grade teacher, but has taught every grade level in elementary school with the exception of 4th grade. According to Principal Zona, Socorro's moral qualities have been above reproach. Her personal characteristics such as patience, consideration, emotional stability, and good judgment are wonderful assets to the school. Ms. Vega described her philosophy of education as making it fun and exciting. She said if students have good experiences in elementary school, it will continue throughout their educational career. Additionally, with everything changing, she emphasized that teachers need to keep educating themselves and keeping up with new technologies. She said, change is hard, but from change comes great things. New things are difficult, but change is necessary. Another big takeaway I had from our meeting was when she described some of the important issues facing education. She said, if the job was solely focused on teaching, it would be easy. We're not only teachers, we are nurses, dentists, custodians, bus attendants, and most importantly, we are cheerleaders. Ms. Vega, the time is yours.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to everybody here. I'm going to put this down. I'm also so nervous. But I am just very honored to receive this award tonight with just amazing educators in Carson City. I'm both blessed and humbled to share this evening with fantastic educators, and most of all, the people that I love most, which is my family. Paula, thank you for all your support all these years at Seeliger, and Carrie, I don't know, this year, thank you just so much, both of you, for your help and support. and most of all, my husband. I know that he's running our girls around in Carson City while I'm in the classroom, planning all the times at home that at home that I am on my computer. He takes my girls to the dentist so I don't have to put in for a sub day. Just your help and support doesn't go unnoticed. He's setting up my bulletin boards in the summer. Map testing is next week. He will be covering my walls. So I just want to thank him for all his help and support, and just congratulations to everybody here tonight.
I'm sure everybody understands all the added time and hours that go into teaching positions, and we appreciate all the added education support professionals from home that assist our teachers with their duties and responsibilities. All right. Boardwick. Miss Sandy. As an alternate standards paraprofessional at Boardwick Bray Elementary, Sandy has consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication, compassion, and commitment to the students she serves. According to Principal Riquetta, one of Sandy's most remarkable qualities is her willingness to invest her own resources in meeting the needs of her students. She frequently purchases treats, clothing, and education materials out of her own pocket, ensuring that her students have access to essential resources that may otherwise be lacking. Her selflessness and generosity make a profound difference in the lives of her students and their families. Over the course of our discussion, Sandy revealed the key to working with staff. She said, "Fear, love, praise, gifts, and personal time are all motivators. We need to find the one thing that strikes a chord with them." Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I just get enamored by Sandy's accent. I mean, I could listen to her talk all day, her and her distinctive and descriptive Gaelic sayings. That being said, when I told Sandy that I was going to offer her time to speak, she graciously said she may have a coworker speak on her behalf. So, looks like you're talking, right? Congratulations, Sandy.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to everyone, and everything he said is true. I'm humbled. So thank you so much.
I like the short words provided. We're moving along. All right, Mimi. Mimi Laughlin is originally from Japan, where she was educated in the Japanese equivalency of elementary, middle, and high school. She attended college there as well, and interestingly earned a degree in American history. After being married and moving to America, Mimi settled her roots here in Carson City. During the opening portion of the panel's conversation with her, Mimi provided a very memorable quote. She shared a quote that is often attributed to John Lennon, but was actually first used in 1957 in an issue of Reader's Digest by a man named Alan Saunders. Trust me, I looked it up. It goes like this: "Life is what happens when you're making other plans." It's so true. And because of this, many of us are often surprised when life happens. Well, life certainly happened back in 2005 when Ms. Laughlin was first hired as a long-term substitute by Sue Kima when Sue was the principal at Boardwick. After teaching 5th grade for 1 year, Ms. Kima offered Mimi a permanent position. When asked to describe her philosophy of education, Mimi said, "It is important to always find something positive and start with that." One of her fondest memories in helping a student came from what Mimi described as the power of positive phone calls. In this memorable moment, Mimi had a student who was particularly difficult and defiant, but there was one instance where he did something good. So Mimi capitalized on the situation and called the student's family to share the good news. She said the mother was taken back and in tears because it was the first time someone had called home to say something good about her child. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the power of positive phone calls. May we all take heed and never squander an opportunity to say something lovely about a student or staff member. Mimi?
You are making me cry. Good evening, everybody. I wrote speech because I knew I would be nervous. This is not chat GPT generated, so. Okay, so I'm deeply humbled and honored to receive this recognition. It is not just an acknowledgement of my efforts, but a celebration of the collective efficacy of every educator at Bordwick Bray. First of all, I want to thank Cheryl and Carolyn for their guidance, support, and leadership. I am not really going to miss our early morning meetings, to be honest with you, but for sure I will miss our team time, and also I will especially miss hearing Cheryl's hearty laughters that echo in her entire office. If you don't know Cheryl Riquetta's laugh, it goes like, ha 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 ha, and then it's, so I'm going to miss that for sure. I also want to thank Lindsay Evans for being my partner in crime and the ultimate co-conspirator in making things happen ever since we met. When we get together for lunch, please fill me in on the wonderful things that you and Cheryl and Carolyn are doing. I also want to thank my instructional coach and curriculum coordinator colleagues. It has been a privilege to work alongside such passionate and capable individuals who devote themselves to shape the minds of the next generation. And I want to thank everybody, but you know, my speech is going to be too long. I really want to say thank you to Shannon for mentoring me and being my friend and be a great listener and leading the Carson City School District with the proficiency scales. I truly admire you and I will miss you, but we're going to do lunch together. Okay, last but not least, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to the CCSD for hiring me and providing me the opportunity to serve the youth for the last 20 years. I am retiring in 23 days. But I will never forget the wonderful memories that we've shared. So thank you.
Thank you. All right. Moving on to Empire, we have Susan. Susan has been working as a pre-K paraprofessional with the Carson City School District for the past 5 years. She was raised an immigrant from Ireland in a first and second generation American neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York. She moved to Carson City in 1992 to join her sister. She raised 3 children here, and her family has flourished here and in Dayton. In one of the letters provided, Susan is described as a nurturing and kind person, which is so important when working with 4-year-olds. She interacts so well with students and works with those who need that extra ounce of kindness. Susan believes there is no such thing as, "That's not my job." She is always there to provide support, even when it's outside her duties and responsibilities. In her position, she is continually tasked with showing kids the bigger picture. She gently reminds her students that they will be in kindergarten next year. one illustration of this, and this may just be an old Irish blessing, but she said the best way to overcome challenges is to look for the solution at the end of your sleeve. Finally, I'd like to share, and some of you are probably already aware, that Susan is no newcomer to heartache and tragedy. In fact, it is pressed upon her so much so that she has plans to write a book which would be aptly titled The Clan of the Broken. Susan, you're so remarkable and strong. Aaron Gobra.
Thank you so much for this great honor, and to all the people that have awards tonight, I am in such great company and so inspired by hearing your stories. You know, I used to think that kind people were the ones that always taught me the most, you know, because they were just so easy, and I just so loved being around them. And then I kind of flipped the coin and said, you know what, sometimes I learn the most from somebody who's not very kind, because I can feel something in them that makes me want to be even kinder to them, you know. I'm just grateful to be here. I love the students we have. I mean, how can you not love these little ones running up to you, you know, and being responsible for them for the whole day. And I love my family, the members that can make it. Some are down with the flu, but, you know, I'm just grateful, I'm humbled, and I'm honored to be among you, and I thank you very much.
Susan, you make a great point. Oftentimes the people who have the hardest time communicating their feelings and kind of act up are the ones that need our compassion the most, so I appreciate you bringing that up. All right, we've got Laura Ricks. Ms. Rick's career has been driven by a passionate commitment to student success, exemplified by her innovative teaching style and collaborative approach to education. As the only National Board Certified Educator at Empire, her focus on literacy and commitment to excellence is evident in her efforts to stay informed about the latest research and best practices. To say it plainly, Laura is the first to learn so she can lead a team. She earned a bachelor's in elementary education, a master's in teaching English to speakers of other languages. She retains a certification in gifted and talented education and is nationally certified in STEM. Oh, and she also implemented the Nevada Press Project interventions and serves as a writer for the Nevada State Literacy Plan. You know, it's funny, in our panel meeting, after hearing all these credentials and accolades, Dr. Connelly sarcastically joked and said, "What endorsements are you getting next?" In addition to being highly decorated as a teacher, Ms. Ricks still prioritizes student learning by helping students set and exceed their goals by fostering relationships with parents and families through weekly postcards. This personal technique reinforces the student's sense of belonging. She said, when they feel like they belong, they are engaged in learning. And when they are engaged in learning, there are fewer behavior issues. Mrs. Ricks, you're so impressive. You really make it all sound so simple. Please, the time is yours.
Good evening. I am, just like the rest, deeply humbled and honored and so grateful to receive this recognition. But really, the true thanks goes to all of the students and the teachers, the coaches, the administrators that I have had the pleasure working with, both at Empire and in our district. They've really played the role in shaping me into the educator that I am today. So to them, thank you.
I want to say that her coworker also wrote a letter, and in that, I think her son is in Miss Rick's class, and she asked him why she thought she should be the Educator of the Year, and his response was something to the effect like, she's really cool and awesome, or something like that. So, you are really cool and awesome. All right, Fremont. Rodri Hamilton. Miss Hamilton was born in southern Thailand. She attended a university in Bangkok and earned a master's degree in project management. Eventually, she was employed by the Thai government and assigned to the Secretary of the Cabinet. In total, she worked 18 years for the Thai government. In 2013, she met her husband and immigrated to the U.S. and became a U.S. citizen in 2019. She was first employed at Carson High in 2018, where she worked in the kitchen. In June of 2021, she was offered a position as a paraprofessional with the Alternate Standards Program at Fremont Elementary, where she has worked for the past 3 years. She said she has loved every minute of it. Working with special needs students brings her joy and certain satisfaction in the belief that she is making a meaningful contribution in their lives and education. I like the way Dr. Ward said it in her letter. She said, I have had the privilege of witnessing Mrs. Hamilton's transformative work firsthand, and I'm continually inspired by her passion, resilience, and genuine care for her students. She's not only a valuable member of the educational team at Fremont Elementary, but also a shining example of the profound differences that education support professionals can make in the lives of students and families. On a side note, Rodri is preparing to run a marathon this coming October, so we are all cheering you on.
Good evening, everybody. I am honored to be here tonight, but I would not be here without all of the amazing people on our team and then Carson School District. It is truly a privilege to work with all of you. Thank you so much for your love and support. And also thank you to my husband who always support me, and then Dr. Connelly who work at the education department, my friend, guys, come here tonight, and she is my marathon coach. Thank you, everyone.
All right, Brittany Winkler. This is Brittany's 6th year teaching 5th grade at Fremont Elementary. She started her teaching career as an alternate routes to licensure candidate. She completed the program and graduated with a master's degree in teaching from Sierra Nevada University in 2022. During COVID, she took on the role of virtual 5th grade teacher and eventually taught using hybrid classroom model with some students virtual and some in person. She was awarded the May 2021 Battle-Born Educator of the Month Award from Q Nevada for exemplifying the use of technology in her classroom. She shared with the panel that she learned a lot of her, let me start over here. She shared with the panel that she learned a lot of her teaching philosophy by listening to Shannon Slayman through a hole in the wall of her classroom. Now, I'm not sure what sort of capital improvements need to be made there at Fremont, but Ms. Winkler said that she would literally sit next to the hole and listen and model her lesson plans after what Shannon was doing. Ms. Winkler also shared with us that she has a quote by Bryn Brown written in her notebook as a reminder of what she continues to strive for and model in her classroom daily. It reads, "Trust is not built by big sweeping moments. It is built in tiny moments every day. She applies this by fostering a sense of belonging and providing a nurturing environment that empowers her students to both thrive academically and emotionally. Brittany.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I am so honored to receive this award tonight. I just really want to thank my husband and my kids for being my biggest cheerleaders and supporters. I want to thank Carson City School District for being a community that is so positive and welcoming. And I can look around the room and see all these amazing educators that have, whether you know it or not, positively impacted me in the last 6 years that I've been in Carson City School District. Of course, I have to thank my Fremont family for being there every single day through thick and thin, and that we truly are a family. And I could not be here without their support and encouragement. And of course, I have to thank Shannon Slayman for letting me listen to her through the hole in my wall, which is still there, by the way. Chad, cover your ears, it's fine. But it was a moment for me to really just grasp onto something that inspired me, and I just ran with it. And thankfully, she is an amazing mentor who has really guided and inspired me along the way. And I just am so thankful to be a part of this amazing community. So thank you.
All right, we are moving on to Fritch. It's my alma mater here. Socorro. Socorro has lived in Carson City for the past 30 years. She has 2 sons and 2 grandchildren, one who is a student at Fritch Elementary. She came to Fritch 2 years ago to join the night custodial staff and has been a wonderful addition to the school. I'm sorry, but I'm just not sure I would have the nerves to be a night janitor at a school. To me, working alone every night after regular hours just kind of gives me the chills. I guess that's why Socorro mentioned in her letter that she loves scary movies and thrillers. Also of note, her favorite color is red, her favorite fruit are bananas, and her favorite place to eat is In-N-Out. She is always positive. She makes a point to learn every day. She goes out of her way to learn and do things better. Mr. Brown said an incredible quality she retains is her enthusiasm to learn and adapt new cleaning procedures to make sure she is working at her full potential and to share her ideas in making the procedures more efficient. On top of all of this, Socorro is very goal-driven. She loves hiking and kayaking. You may frequently see her climbing Sea Hill or kayaking Lake Tahoe. She shared with our group that one of her goals is to walk the perimeter and kayak 1 lap around Lake Tahoe. Go, go. Unfortunately, Socorro fell ill today. She called Miss Renee this afternoon to let us know that she would not be in attendance this evening, so Mr. Brown will be accepting the award on her behalf. Mr. Brown. Do you have words to say?
Thank you, Mr. Davis. This is actually a pretty cool thing to be able to accept this for Socorro. She is an incredible woman, and she takes so much pride in her job. And I think one of her biggest goals is to make sure that Fritch is fresh and clean for all of her students and staff to come in the next morning and make it presentable. And so I'm sad that she's not here tonight to accept this on her own, but I will make sure that she gets it tomorrow, and we give her a big hug and tell her thank you for everything she does. So thank you, Mr. Davis.
Hey, don't forget this. Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, I had been questioned whether or not the geese have returned to Fritch Elementary for nesting. Did we scare them off? All right. There's your answer, Jessica. All right. Heather Canfield. Miss Canfield is a product of the Carson City School District. She was a Fremont Falcon, a Carson Middle School Solon, and a Carson High Senator. She's in her 6th year teaching kindergarten at Fritch Elementary. She graduated from UNR with a degree in elementary teaching and a minor in human development and family studies. She also quickly earned a master's degree in early childhood curriculum and instruction from Arizona State University. She started her teaching career at Fritch at age 20. Wow. Heather is a Pied Piper of sorts. Her coworkers mentioned that she incorporates catchy tunes into her teaching repertoire to make learning enjoyable and to reinforce learning in a way that sticks with her students long after they leave the classroom. One of her childhood dreams was to be an actress and singer on Broadway. And while that didn't pan out yet, she currently has a captive audience that she sings with all day. When asked how she would improve our present education system, she said, "When teachers feel valued and are happy, there's a trickle-down effect. Those daily interactions with students become more valuable and more meaningful." Heather shared a recent experience she had. It was not a good day. She had spilled her coffee or something, which is like the adult equivalent of a child losing a balloon. Way worse, she wrote, way worse. She said she was tired and kind of grouchy. Her lesson plans were subpar, and she felt she didn't really do anything fun with her students. However, at the end of the day, when her students were walking out the door, Heather said one of them looked at her and said with the biggest smile, "That was the best day of my whole life." The tiny response from a tiny human served as a reminder of the influence we all have, even on days we may take for granted. Ms. Canfield, thank you so much, and congrats.
Thank you. I actually prepared a song for everybody tonight. No, just kidding. Could you imagine? No, thank you so much. This is just so humbling, and I'm just so honored to be here and standing amongst so many incredible educators. Kindergarten is truly a magical place. I feel so grateful that I just kind of happened to land there, and that's where I'm going to stick. I feel the same about Fritch. I think Fritch is an amazing place to work. I'm so lucky to have administrators who trust their teachers, and they let us kind of have our own freedoms with what we do. They trust us as the experts that we are, so I'm very grateful for that. So thank you. Again, as a product of the Carson City School District, I graduated from Carson High School, and now to be representing Carson City School District as an educator is truly full circle. So that just is pretty incredible. So thank you.
All right, Mark Twain. We've got Denali Bell. Denali is an incredibly kind and honest person. She radiates positivity and sincerity, but more importantly, she is there for the students. She cares greatly about them, their needs, their families, their happiness, their safety, their education, and their development. From her beginnings as a reading paraprofessional to her roles as an interventionalist and then library media technician, Ms. Denali Bell has demonstrated reliability, adaptability, and a passion for supporting and encouraging students. She has always been eager to help and has sought to take on additional responsibilities. Some of those include securing funding for the library through Donor Choose projects and the $5,000 Laura Bush Foundation grant, which was used to bring hundreds of updated books to the school. She also noticed the library was in dire need of reorganization and weeding. After going through and examining more than 28,000 books in the library, she was able to take the collection from an average age of 1997 to 2005 and reduce the total collection down to 12 to 13,000 books. By reducing the overall mass, she is now able to do dynamic shelving, which helps showcase authors and interests. She shared with the panel that her role as a librarian at Mark Twain has been her favorite position to date. But that will change shortly. She said she went back to school, put in the work and time, got her bachelor's in education, and will be teaching kindergarten next year at Fritch Elementary. Woo! Denali, the time is yours.
All right, I'll keep it short and sweet. I just want to thank my family for all the support they've given me, especially going back to school, putting in a lot of hours, not only with work, but then again, doing homework in the evening. So thank you to my family. I'm incredibly thankful for the Mark Twain staff, especially those who encouraged me. Ruth Lee Calario was one that told me I needed to go back to school. So I'm very thankful for all the staff there who inspired me. And I am super excited to be joining Fritch next year. Thank you.
All right, Marla. "24 years as an educator has provided Marla Churchill with a wide variety of experiences both in the classroom and as an instructional coach. Collaboration and teamwork have also been important factors that allowed her to support colleagues and share expertise while pushing each other towards excellence. In all her endeavors, she said building relationships has been the key. According to Principal Cruikshanks, Ms. Churchill advocates for progress and well-being of each child. She has also worked closely with the interventionists to design and co-coordinate a school-wide intervention program. One of Marla's most notable achievements this year has been her leadership in implementing the press intervention process. Whether it's children or adults, she approaches each interaction with empathy, respect, and firm belief that with the right support, everyone can succeed. One thing that really stood out to us as a panel during her interview was she said, "You've never arrived. You can always learn. You cannot plateau. You need to be progressing." I think that's very wise counsel, and those comments remind me of what I learned in math a long time ago about the X and Y axis graph. For those who are familiar, you got a X and a Y. I think the Y is vertical and the X is horizontal. In any case, it measures progress and whatever else you're measuring. Height, distance, whatever. The point is, it doesn't matter where you're at on the graph. It doesn't matter how far, low, high, where you're at. What matters is that you're on a vertical incline. And I think we can kind of take that to heart as individuals, that where we're at, we should never plateau. We should never kind of take our foot off the throttle, and we should always be looking for opportunities to progress and be better people. Let me go back here to my notes. So, in her words, you never arrive. You can always learn and always progress. You're truly an inspiration to us. Ms. Churchill, congratulations.
I too want to just say thank you for this honor. I do have a lot of those Employee of the Year, Churchill family, where we had lots of Churchill family sorting parties with my husband and two daughters would come to school lots. Sorting in the living room where you're sorting your math workbooks all out, and so my family's been instrumental with all that time. I am blessed to say I love what I do, and I'm blessed to be able to love who I work with. The staff at Mark Twain is great, and I appreciate their support. And I'm in that unique role that I also get to collaborate with all of the coaches, as has been mentioning. And that's a wonderful time where we get to glean from what other schools are doing and bring it back to our site. And so thank you for the district coaches and the curriculum coordinators. Got to work with two especially closely this year that just challenged me in my role and role models. And so just thank you. Education really is the key. I grew up and I told my girls I went back and got my master's at 50, and it's way easier to do it when you're younger, but education really is the key, and it doesn't matter where they start as long as we meet them where they are and we provide those scaffolds up. So thank you for this recognition.
All right, we're moving on to Student Support Services, and being recognized tonight is Jenna. Jenna has been working in the Carson City School District for the past 9 years. She started working part-time as a noon aide at Fritch Elementary. She later moved to working in the McKinney-Vento program. In 2022, she accepted the position at Student Support Services, where she primarily supports special education, pre-K, and early childhood programs. She continually exhibits reliability, kindness, and willingness to go above and beyond to ensure the success of her colleagues and the students she serves. Jenna demonstrates her ability to collaborate in problem-solving situations and provide the team with supportive solutions. Her positive attitude and strong work ethic have a profound impact on the overall effectiveness of our district's educational programs. Jenna and her husband have been married for 21 years. They have 2 daughters, Cindy and Kaylee. Of note, she has a degree in culinary arts, which helps her relax. When asked what her signature dish was, she quickly responded, chocolate chip cookies. Jenna, the time's yours. Congrats.
Thank you to Student Support Services staff, and I want to say thank you to my family for always being there for me. So thank you.
All right, we've got Pamela. Pam has been teaching for 18 years, with the majority of that being a 5th grade teacher at Fremont Elementary School. What many may not know is teaching is Pam's second career. She previously was a legal secretary. When her kids were in middle school, she went back to college and earned a master's in teaching and a master's in leadership. When asked what she sees as the most important issue in education today, she did not hesitate to say literacy. She said, "The sad truth is that a student who is not a proficient reader at the end of 1st grade has 90% chance of not being proficient at the end of 4th grade." She also emphasized that read by grade 3 needs to be read by grade 1. Her unwavering commitment to advancing literacy in our district has been truly inspiring. When asked what her fondest moment was in helping a student, she responded with a brief story that I'm sure many here have experienced and continue to experience. Pam said she had a former student, a recent college graduate, who is now in a master's program, come visit her. The student wanted Pam to know that she was the one who helped her in her education career. She remembers her telling her how proud of her she was for scoring a perfect score on the Nevada proficiency exam. Congratulations, Pam.
Thank you all very much. This is very humbling. I want to congratulate all of the educators who are being honored tonight. I have had the opportunity to work with so many of you over the years, and you are all deserving of this honor. I also want to give a shout out to the TOSAs who were chosen by their schools to be honored tonight, because I think it speaks to the power of what we are trying to get accomplished in elementary school. You ladies support me so much, and I could not do my job without you. So here's to you. Now, I'm not one for long speeches, so this won't be long, but because I have a captive audience, and you need to know that Mr. Davis here kind of stole my thunder, so I'm going to repeat it. But I'm going to, because I have a captive audience and all the bigwigs are in the room tonight, I'm going to step up on my soapbox for just a moment. The truth is that the state of Nevada is in a literacy crisis, and Carson City is no exception. The truth is what Mr. Davis said, that if a student is not proficient in reading by the end of first grade, they have less than a 90% chance of being proficient by fourth grade. The further away from first grade that you get, the harder it is to learn to read. This needs to be our district priority, priority number one. Because if we don't fix this, if we don't get a handle on this, then nothing else that we do is going to matter. So now I'm going to step down off of my soapbox, and thank you all.
I think another important aspect of that is the MAP testing programs that we have. I think they go from first grade to second grade from being audio, like the questions being read to the student, to the students having to read. So I think that's where the discrepancies come from. Congratulations, we appreciate you standing on your soapbox, and we'll do the best we can. All right, the Transportation Department, let me turn the page here. Heather. Heather has worked for the Carson City School District for 12 years. She has worn many hats and has provided the utmost customer service to all that she encounters. She has worked as an office specialist for Seeliger, Fritsch, and Mark Twain. She advanced her career at Mark Twain as an office manager. She moved to Grants as an admin assistant for 2 years, as an admin assistant too for 3 years, and then moved to the Transportation Department in July 2022 as an admin 3. As they say, bus drivers are the face that greets our students and helps set the tone for their day at school. And Heather helps set the tone for all the drivers. In talking with her, it's evident that she has a positive attitude and is always willing to help out. Her attitude is contagious. In her job, she is on the radio a lot, and it requires a lot of talk time. She shared with us that sometimes people will call her on the radio just to talk to someone positive. Heather's coworker, Jessica Weiser, former Employee of the Year, she had some really good things to say. She said it was no surprise that Heather was nominated as an Employee of the Year this year. She was also nominated in 2017 when she was at Mark Twain. She said, "Ms. Stagliano is one of the best humans I know. She is kind, caring, compassionate, empathetic, understanding, knowledgeable, and friendly." When asked how she overcomes challenges of her job, Heather replied, "We can't please everyone, but I try, and I keep a positive attitude." And I like this last little bit. She said, "Being kind to everyone helps with so many challenges." Also of note, Heather grew up barrel racing. She competed in high school as well as in college, where she ended up competing at the College National Finals Rodeo in Casper, Wyoming. We're indeed grateful for you, Heather. Giddy up.
Where do I begin? I have worked with so many of you amazing people. My time in the district has been truly amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you that I have worked with. Thank you, Cherie, for being here, Robert, my spouse, my kids, my 4 amazing kids. I love you all through the district. They've been in school. But it has been a privilege to work with each and every one of you. Those bus drivers, I have to give a shout out to them. They are truly amazing people. They get our kids to and from school, to their sporting events, to their band trips, everything. They are just truly, truly amazing people, and we should appreciate them and love them so much for what they do for us. Thank you.
When Heather was in the district office, her desk was kind of right near mine, and we always, it truly is amazing how a boost she gives to everyone, just her positive attitude. So thank you, Heather. All right, operations. We have Henry. Henry is another product of the Carson City School District. He was a student at Empire, Eagle Valley, Carson Middle, and Carson High. He's only been working for the district for 1 year and a few months. I think when we interviewed him, he knew exactly, like down to the month and day, how long he'd been working here. He started as a utility custodian and then began filling in for lead custodians when they were out. His hard work, can-do, calm, and positive attitude really started to shine around the district. When the grounds department had an opening, he applied and got the job. When he began, he had no grounds or maintenance experience, but he felt like it was something he needed to learn. His supervisor, Paul Bigler, described Henry as a sponge. He said, Henry just soaks up the information given to him and applies it to the job and everyday quality of life. When you look at him, he has a countenance of trustworthiness. When asked about his fondest moment in helping a staff member, Henry said he knows he makes a difference. He shared one story when a coworker unloaded a lot of personal things to him. He was surprised they trusted him as much as they did. One big takeaway from our meeting was Henry's attitude. He said, everybody has good and bad days. I try and ensure they all have good days, or at least turn the bad days into good ones. Congratulations, Henry. Is he here? Oh, he's on vacation. Okay. Well, we will be sure to get his certificate and award to him. All right. We are nearing the end here. We've got Jackie. For the last 32 years, Jackie has supported the educational goals of the Carson City School District. She started as a part-time employee in nutrition back in November of 1992. She worked in the kitchens for 13 years, with 5 of those being the kitchen manager at Carson Middle School. She always wanted to work in technology and started taking classes at WNC. She ultimately received certifications in information technology. Jackie goes above and beyond her responsibilities, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to excellence. Whether it's responding to work orders, emails, phone calls, or unexpected walk-ins, Jackie's professionalism and efficiency shine through. Her proactive approach ensures that tasks are completed promptly and to the highest standard. In her letter, Jackie described how she approaches work each day. She said, "When I go into a classroom to help with an issue, I go in with patience and a smile. I want everyone to feel that they are important and provided for." In her interview, Jackie said she was retiring this year. She visibly got emotional when she mentioned leaving the district. It is evident that there are many friends and colleagues here who will miss her dearly. Jackie, the time is yours.
I'm very humbled and grateful, and thank you, and congratulations to everybody. You guys are all amazing.
All right. I think we've gotten through most of the program, but there are a few other recognitions that we want to go here. Administrator of the Year, Shalise Crookshanks. Shalise, there's not an award in that box for you. Should I sit down? No, I've got it right here. Mr. Sadler had notified me that you were not made aware that you were winning this award tonight. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let me read this real quick because it is overdue. Prior to her appointment as the new principal for Mark Twain Elementary School, Ms. Shalise Crookshanks was the vice principal and dean of students at Carson Middle School. Prior to that, she was assistant principal, dean of students, instructional coach, and chemistry, advanced chemistry, and environmental science teacher at White Pine High School in Ely, Nevada. She earned a bachelor's degree in biochemistry from the University of Nevada, Reno, a second education teaching credential from Sierra Nevada College, a master's in education administration and supervision from the University of Phoenix, and a teaching English to speakers of other languages postgraduate coursework endorsement from Southern Utah University. Dr. Ward described Shalise as an outstanding mentor and leader among her colleagues. She said, "She consistently goes above and beyond to share her experience, insights, and best practices with fellow administrators, empowering them to excel in their roles and make a meaningful difference in the lives of students. Her cooperative spirit and willingness to collaborate make her an invaluable asset to our school community and the broader education landscape." Congratulations, Ms. Crookshanks. The time is yours.
Wow, thank you so much. This is just kind of a surprise, like there's not a whole nomination process and an interview. So here I am before you. Marla looked at me and said, "Now it's your turn." I'm very honored. Thank you so much. I've truly enjoyed becoming the principal at Mark Twain, and the staff that I work with there on site are a group of amazing educators. And they give me the opportunity to become better, and I really feel proud of the things that we're doing there. Thank you, Dr. Ward, and for my fellow colleagues as principals. This is a great, great honor, and I'm happy to work and collaborate with all of you as well. So thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. We're getting down to the wire. It's time for the final two awards. As many may know, each candidate endures a series of strenuous interview questions from a panel of comprehensive judges. Upon conclusion of those interviews, the panel has the difficult job of selecting one ESP Employee of the Year and one Educator of the Year. And that brings us here. President Cassiopo, would you join me up here? If you could just read this and this.
And the overall ESP Employee of the Year award goes to, there's supposed to be a click, Sandy Gazzetta.
Oh my goodness.
Sandy, let me read a few more words here for you.
Okay.
Sandy has worked for the Carson City School District since 2001 in a variety of roles and responsibilities. This was her third time being recognized as an Employee of the Year from multiple school sites. That played a big factor.
True.
Sandy works tirelessly with kindergarten, first and second grade students, providing them with the care and support they need to thrive academically and emotionally. Her genuine love for her students is evident in everything she does. Her warm and friendly demeanor creates a positive and inclusive atmosphere within our schools, fostering a sense of belonging for everyone she encounters. Her strongest quality, however, may be the depth of her loyalty and love to the students. I feel the biggest thing that stood out in the judging panel was where as we were deliberating, Sandy was unabashed in nature. She is real with everyone. She treats everyone as equals, finds the value in people, and is not afraid to share it with them. Her brazenness is seen as a huge strength because it breaks down all barriers. And I think we all kind of feel that when you break down those barriers and you're true, then that's where real work happens. So Sandy, we love you. Congratulations. You're so deserving. Now I want to hear your accent.
Tame gamaka amaga. Shade of Atawera is torn na the grasta is torn cheernalat. I'm speaking Gaelic. I just want to say again, thank you so much. I am just so honored. And you know what? Borderwick Bray is a fabulous school to work for. And my job is very hard, but it is also so rewarding. And we have the best administrator, Miss Cheryl Ricketta and Miss Carolyn Cook. They're just awesome. Awesome. And I work with great staff. I just love the people I work with, and I'm just honored, totally honored. This is very unexpected. So, because I know we have many people that deserve it too. So thank you again. And you just made my night. Now I'm going to hit the town. Thank you so much. Thank you.
One story that she shared in her interview, and I'll just share this real quick, is her students, their special needs, they look at pencils as foreign objects. And she said the biggest gratification she gets is when those students are utilizing those tools to write their names at the end of the semester. So it's big work that she's doing, and many others alike are doing the same thing. Now, before I announce this final award, I would please remind everyone that I will need all three winners. So Shalise, Sandy, and our next candidate here, you'll need to come up for a group photo for the Nevada appeal as well. I plan to release a news release tonight with that photo, so be prepared. That being said, may I just say our judging committee really did not waffle at all on this final selection. Usually it's a difficult decision to pick just one educator to represent our district among the 17 school districts across the state of Nevada, but this was pretty clear. Again, President Cassiopa, I need your help here. So if you could just read in the blue.
And the overall Educator of the Year award goes to Laura Ricks.
Laura Ricks is an amazing educator. She exhibits the best qualities and characteristics anyone could ask for. She's a coach and an instructor of fellow educators. She is a partner with our families. She's a strong advocate for every student on the Empire Elementary School campus, and she is a thoughtful leader. Her work is not only acknowledged at Empire, but also across the entire district, the state of Nevada, and with national organizations. Ms. Ricks was destined to represent our district on a state and national level. I mean, she's already has, and already does. She's truly an educator who has earned the opportunity to be celebrated. Laura, you continue to be the motivation for so many here. Please, the time is yours.
Oh. Just thank you. I'm almost without words. I did not expect this. I saw everybody else who was among those nominated for this award. Just some really great, fantastic teachers that I get the pleasure of working with. And so I am so humbled and so grateful to represent this amazing district and my school. I love Empire and I love Carson City School District and all of those of you that I get the pleasure of working with every day. So thank you so much.
Hey, wait. Okay, I need all three folks to come back up with their plaques so we can take a photo. Sandy, Shalise, this is for the Nevada Appeal. And then I also need to remind you that this is still an ongoing school board meeting, and we will have closing remarks. I think we'll have time for public comment, so if you could just hold, we'll get out of this meeting as quickly as possible. All right. Congratulations again to all winners this year as well as last year. Thanks for all who supported everybody here tonight. We certainly have amazing employees and teachers. Let's have another great year. President Cassiopo, I turn the time back over to you.
Thank you. Before we wrap up the meeting, could we just get a round of applause for Mr. Dan Davis? I had to read two very similar sentences and I messed up one of them, so thanks for everything you do. I know that's not easy to prepare all that, so we really appreciate your professionalism, your effort, and your dedication to our school district, so thank you. Also, let me just again thank everybody, all the award winners tonight, so maybe one more round of applause for them. And thanks to each of their families, friends, significant others for that support mechanism. I can tell you I have a wife and a daughter who are teachers, and it does take a village, and you're all amazing people, so thank you. Okay, we are going to move on now to item 9, public comment. Do we have any in-person public comment? Seeing none, we're going to close public comment. We're going to move on to item 10, request for future agenda topics. This is to the board. Do we have any requests? Seeing none, thank you for coming. We're adjourned.